Casey from interwebkaiju here. Today on the Friday quick review roundup, we're gonna do Firestarter 1984, Firestarter 2022, Friday the 13th 1980, and Friday the 13th 2009. And I know it's called quick reviews, but sometimes these letterbox reviews are really brief. But today I'm going to be kind of talking about the pros and cons of each version of these films, like against each other. First up, Firestarter 1984. Little Drew fucking up bad guys. A little slow at times, but good nevertheless. On February 16th, 2022, I gave Firestarter 1984 3.5 out of 5 stars. Firestarter 2022, a little girl with pyrokinetic powers and her dad are on the run from both the police and the agency that created the superpowered parents in the first place. Impossible for me not to compare it to the 1984 adaptation. I haven't read the Stephen King source material, so not sure which is more faithful, but each version of Firestarter has its own things that I prefer. Most I liked about the same. I prefer this version of Rainbird. He's just less of a schlocky creep, though the betrayal angle I missed a bit. I prefer the original scenes of Charlie learning how to control her power and the first half's feel of a chase film. Both versions have fairly creative finales, the remake doing more with other powers that do lead to some cool parts, though ultimately a little girl setting people on fire with her mind is what I want to see from Firestarter, and the practical ones, even the wonky fireballs in the original, were more enjoyable to me. Not that there's not fun or practical fire in the remakes, both are there, just not as frequently. Both versions of Firestarter I think are worth a watch. On May 13th, 2022, I gave Firestarter 2022 3.5 out of 5 stars. Friday the 13th, 1980, the review just says still solid. On January 21st, 2022, I gave Friday the 13th, 1980 4 out of 5 stars. Friday the 13th, 2009, it was okay. Some humor stands out. The topless wakeboarding and the 2 kills that follow are the highlights for me. On February 6, 2022, I gave Friday the 13th, 2009 3 out of 5 stars. So I didn't give these two the same score, so you already know I prefer the original over the remake. There are reasons. The original, well, first off, I just love the camp setting. I love camp setting movies. I think that's why I love Sleepaway Camp so much. I didn't really do a lot of, like, I went camping as a kid, but not in like a summer camp with counselors and stuff. But I don't know, I still really like the settings. There is a camp in Friday the 13th, 2009, but it's mainly just at the end of the film. Plus, I know everyone loves Jason, but I also love Pamela. Just like a killer who's a mom and a sweater just is wonderful to me. Like, obviously the effects are better in the remake, but there is a certain charm to the ones in the original. So, yeah, I prefer the original of both Firestarter and Friday the 13th, even though the remake of Friday the 13th has stupendous tits. Thanks for watching.